What's up, Shady Spotlight fam? Get ready to dive into the hottest, most talked about updates hitting the scene. The news cycle is moving at lightning speed, and we've got the must-know stories that are dominating headlines and sparking conversations everywhere. From the intimate portrayal of a music icon to groundbreaking advancements and unexpected twists, you won't want to miss a single second of this. We're bringing you the inside scoop, the deep dives, and the reactions that matter. So buckle up, because it's time to shine a light on what's happening now. First up, a look at a new film that's generating serious buzz, diving deep into the life and mind of a legendary musician. We're talking about a performance that's being hailed as raw and internalized, capturing a pivotal, introspective moment for a global superstar. This isn't your typical feel-good biopic. It's a contemplative journey into the artist's creative process and personal struggles during a transformative period. Get ready to be captivated by the insights and the artistry on display as we unpack the nuances of this highly personal portrait. Then, we're shifting gears to explore a development that could reshape how we approach a critical aspect of daily life, with experts weighing in on its potential impact and the path forward. We'll break down what this means for you and what to expect as the situation evolves. And that's not all. We've also got a story that's got everyone talking about innovation and the future, pushing boundaries and challenging what we thought was possible. Finally, we're circling back to another fascinating narrative that's capturing the public's imagination, offering a unique perspective on a well-known figure. Prepare for a deep dive into the details that make these stories unmissable. You know the drill: hit that like button, subscribe for all the latest, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's get into it. Jeremy Allen White captures Springsteen's soul in introspective biodrama. This film offers a fresh perspective on the life of a music legend. It dives into a period of introspection and creative struggle, offering a different angle than typical music biopics. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, eschews the conventional cradle-to-grave music biopic narrative, opting instead to focus on a specific, deeply personal chapter in Bruce Springsteen's life, the period surrounding the creation of his seminal 1982 album, Nebraska. This isn't a story of triumphant stadium tour or chart-topping anthems, but rather an intimate exploration of the artist as a young man grappling with depression and creative uncertainty. Directed by Scott Cooper, known for his atmospheric dramas, the film centers on Jeremy Allen White's portrayal of Springsteen. While White's physical resemblance to the boss might be minimal, his performance is lauded for its raw, internalized depth, capturing the brooding interiority of a musician at a crossroads. The movie highlights Springsteen's decision to follow up the massive success of the River tour with the stark, acoustic Nebraska, a move that defied commercial expectations and showcased a more vulnerable, introspective side of the artist. Inspired by Flannery O'Connor stories, Terrence Malick's Badlands, and the dark impulses of spree killer Charles Starkweather, Nebraska was a radical departure, recorded in a DIY fashion on a 4-track tape recorder. The film delves into Springsteen's retreat to a rental house in Colts Neck, New Jersey, where he navigated his personal demons and creative process, often in isolation. White's performance is praised for conveying this inner turmoil, with his vocals blended with Springsteen's in live performance scenes, capturing the scratchy, soul-searching baritone of that era. The supporting cast also receives attention, with Jeremy Strong as manager John Landau providing a steady presence, and Stephen Graham and Gaby Hoffman offering nuanced performances as Springsteen's parents, shedding light on the childhood trauma that informed his work. The visual style, employing black and white flashbacks, is noted for its textured visuals and atmospheric quality, enhancing the sense of memory and introspection. The narrative explores Springsteen's struggles with fame, his complex relationship with his father, and a tentative romance with a diner server, Faye, played by Odessa Young. The films focus on the intimate details of the recording process, including the push-pull with engineers, and the decision to release the album in its raw, unedited form, offers a fascinating glimpse into musical creation for fans and music enthusiasts alike. While some critics note that the film could have provided more context for Nebraska's impact or developed secondary characters further, the overall consensus points to a tender, moving portrait of an artist in transition, driven by White's compelling performance and Cooper's sensitive direction. Audiences are reacting to White's transformative performance, with many calling it a career-defining role that captures the essence of Springsteen's quiet struggles. But what happens when an artist's most personal work faces industry resistance? Get ready as we explore the challenges of releasing a raw, unfiltered album in the next story. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere review, a downbeat rock star's spiritual crisis. This film delves into a less celebrated but critically important chapter of a music icon's career. It challenges conventional biopic tropes by focusing on internal struggle over external success. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere positions itself as an antidote to the formulaic music biopic, choosing to explore the spiritual crisis Bruce Springsteen faced during the creation of his 1982 album, Nebraska. Director Scott Cooper, known for his atmospheric and character-driven films, focuses on the specific, darker period rather than Springsteen's more widely recognized glory days. The film stars Jeremy Allen White as Springsteen, lauded for his ability to embody the boss's introspective and troubled state during this time. White's performance is highlighted for its authenticity, capturing the scratchy, soul-searching vocals that define Springsteen's work on Nebraska. The movie contrasts the electrifying energy of Springsteen's The River tour with his subsequent retreat into a more solitary, introspective creative process. Inspired by sources as varied as Terrence Malick's Badlands, Flannery O'Connor's short stories, and the notorious crime spree of Charles Starkweather, Springsteen began crafting an album that was a radical departure from his stadium rock persona. The film details his time recording on a 4-track machine in a rental house in Colts Neck, New Jersey, a starkly different environment from the polished studio productions of his previous work. Cooper's adaptation of Warren Zane's book emphasizes the DIY ethos and the raw, unvarnished nature of the Nebraska tapes, which Springsteen insisted be released without edits or a supporting tour, a move that solidified his artistic integrity. The narrative explores Springsteen's wrestling with fame, his unresolved childhood traumas, and his complex relationship with his father, portrayed by Stephen Graham, and mother, played by Gaby Hoffmann, through evocative black-and-white flashbacks. The film also touches upon a tentative romance with Faye Romano, Odessa Young, a single mother, which reveals Springsteen's self-absorption during this intensely creative period. The role of manager John Landau, played by Jeremy Strong, is central to the film's portrayal of the industry's reaction to Springsteen's unconventional artistic choices. Landau's unwavering support for Springsteen's vision, despite pushback from record executives like Al Teller, David Krumholtz, underscores the film's theme of artistic integrity versus commercial pressure. Critics note that while the film provides context for Nebraska's significance in music history, it could have benefited from a deeper exploration of its impact on subsequent generations of musicians. The film's pacing and Cooper's often taciturn approach are seen as both a strength, allowing White's performance to shine, and a potential drawback for viewers expecting a more conventional, high-energy narrative. Despite these observations, the film is generally praised for its nuanced portrayal of an artist confronting his inner demons and redefining his path, with White's performance being a standout element that captures the essence of Springsteen's vulnerability and artistic conviction. Many viewers are connecting with the film's exploration of artistic integrity and the courage it takes to pursue a personal vision, even when it goes against commercial trends. But what happens when an artist's most personal work faces industry resistance? Get ready as we explore the challenges of releasing a raw, unfiltered album in the next story. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, an anti-Bohemian Rhapsody. This film challenges the typical music biopic by focusing on nuanced, smaller moments. It offers a refreshing contrast to heavily fictionalized, bombastic portrayals of musicians. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, distinguishes itself from the crowded field of music biopics by focusing on the intimate, often overlooked details of Bruce Springsteen's creative process during the making of his 1982 album, Nebraska. Director Scott Cooper, whose previous work includes the Oscar-winning Crazy Heart, deliberately moves away from the grand, sweeping narratives common in the genre, opting instead for a more contemplative and character-focused approach. The film, adapted from Warren Zane's nonfiction book and drawing from Springsteen's own autobiography, centers on a pivotal period where the artist, fresh off the success of the River tour, felt a profound disconnect and retreated to create a starkly different, lo-fi acoustic album. Jeremy Allen White stars as Springsteen, delivering a performance praised for its internalized portrayal of the artist's struggles with fame and his own demons. While not a physical doppelganger, White captures Springsteen's essence through his studied movements, poses, and surprisingly accurate vocals, which are often mixed with Springsteen's own recordings. The film effectively contrasts the high-energy performances of the Born to Run era with Springsteen's subsequent immersion in a more introspective creative space. Influences like Terrence Malick's Badlands, Flannery O'Connor's writing, and the experimental band Suicide are subtly woven into the narrative, illustrating the diverse inspirations behind Nebraska. The movie highlights Springsteen's decision to record the album on a 4-track cassette player, aiming for a sense of isolation and intimacy, a stark contrast to the E Street Band's powerful arrangements. This creative choice, along with the decision to release Nebraska without singles, radio edits, or a tour, is presented as a testament to Springsteen's commitment to artistic authenticity over commercial expediency. The film also delves into Springsteen's complex relationship with his father, with Stephen Graham delivering a poignant performance as a man whose struggles with mental illness deeply impacted his son. Flashbacks, rendered in shadowy black and white, visually represent these foundational traumas. The portrayal of manager John Landau by Jeremy Strong is noted for its clarity and affection, depicting a crucial artistic partnership that navigated the industry's skepticism towards Springsteen's unconventional direction. The film captures key moments, such as the resistance from record executives like Al Teller, David Krumholtz, and the legendary Jimmy Iovine's incredulous reaction to the album's unconventional release strategy. Deliver Me From Nowhere is lauded for its effective use of silence and its trust in the audience to connect with the emotional weight of Springsteen's personal journey. The film's focus on the other 21 hours of an artist's life, beyond the stage, provides a unique and moving perspective, making it an unusually satisfying rock and roll movie that prioritizes authenticity and emotional depth over spectacle. The film's focus on Springsteen's artistic integrity and personal journey is resonating with audiences, who are praising its departure from typical biopic formulas. But what happens when an artist's most personal work faces industry resistance? Get ready as we explore the challenges of releasing a raw, unfiltered album in the next story. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere review. Jeremy Allen White shines in a chilly biopic. This biopic offers a stark, intimate look at a pivotal moment in a music icon's career. It's praised for its artistic integrity and a standout performance, despite some production choices. Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere is a semi-desolate biopic that delves into the fall of 1981, a period when Bruce Springsteen, portrayed by Jeremy Allen White, was grappling with a profound sense of alienation and depression. The film, directed by Scott Cooper, focuses on Springsteen's retreat after a successful tour, as he finds himself on the brink of immense fame but also deeply troubled. Inspired by Terrence Malick's Badlands, which Springsteen watches on television, the film uses this as a jumping-off point to explore Springsteen's own feelings of disconnection and his search for creative direction. Adapted from Warren Zane's book, the movie captures Springsteen's internal conflict as the open road, once a symbol of freedom, now seems to represent self-annihilation. Haunted by childhood trauma and unable to articulate his depression, Springsteen embarks on creating an album that confronts his inner demons. The film is described as a small, brittle story about overcoming internal obstacles, with Springsteen feeling anchored by his past even as his career is about to skyrocket. Jeremy Allen White's performance is a major highlight, with critics noting his ability to evoke Springsteen's inner turmoil through subtle expressions and body language, rather than outright mimicry. White's portrayal captures a sense of a man feeling like a fraud, struggling to reconcile his public persona with his private anxieties. While White doesn't physically resemble Springsteen, his performance is lauded for its truthfulness and naturalism. The film's exploration of Springsteen's influences, such as Flannery O'Connor and the band Suicide, and his time recording on a 4-track TEAC 144 with guitar tech Mike Batlin, Paul Walter Hauser, offers a glimpse into the creation of the Nebraska album. However, the film's production is noted as being chilly, and some critics find that it strains to bridge the gap between intimate character study and conventional biopic tropes. The role of manager John Landau, played by Jeremy Strong, is seen by some as being in a different movie, focusing more on the business side of selling the album than on Springsteen's creative process. The film depicts Landau's efforts to navigate the industry's skepticism towards Nebraska, including convincing record executives and dealing with the unconventional release strategy. The use of broad, black-and-white flashbacks to depict Springsteen's troubled relationship with his father, Stephen Graham, is noted as being reductive, though Graham's performance is acknowledged as powerful. The film's overall approach is seen as a compromise between a raw portrait and a conventional biopic, attempting to compensate for its sparseness with what some perceive as unnecessary dramatic elements. Despite these criticisms, the film is recognized for its artistic ambition and for capturing the essence of Springsteen's struggle to move forward while burdened by his past, with White's performance being central to its success. Audiences are praising Jeremy Allen White's performance as a standout, capturing the complex emotional landscape of the artist. But what happens when an artist's most personal work faces industry resistance? Get ready as we explore the challenges of releasing a raw, unfiltered album in the next story. And that's a wrap on today's Spotlight. We saw Jeremy Allen White deliver a powerful, internalized performance as Bruce Springsteen in the new biopic, capturing the boss's introspective period. We also explored the critical reception of the film's focus on artistic integrity over commercial appeal. Plus, we dove into the details of the Nebraska album's creation and the industry hurdles it faced. If you loved this deep dive, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Shady Spotlight for more unmissable updates, and ring that notification bell so you're always the first to know. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms for behind-the-scenes content and more. Let us know in the comments which story you found most compelling.